Lorekeeper, Starfinder Archives, the Sun, the Burning Mother, and the Burning Archipelago briefly explained. Greetings and salutations, travelers, and welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads. Today we continue our Lorekeeper series by delivering you some basic information about the star at the center of the Pact Worlds and the strange cities that are around it. The main sourcebook this time will, of course, be the Starfinder Core Rulebook. However, we will also add in a single tidbit of information from the Distant Worlds sourcebook for Pathfinder. Without further ado, let us begin.
The Sun, the Burning Mother. Diameter, 100 times. Mass, 280,000 times. Gravity, 28 times. Atmosphere, not applicable. Day, not applicable. Year, not applicable.
While the Pact World's mother star bears a different name in every distant culture to observe it through a telescope, within its system it is usually referred to simply as the Sun, or sometimes Mataris, a Lashunta name meaning Burning Mother. Like most stars, the Sun is an incredibly inhospitable place, almost incomprehensibly hot, with pressures capable of crushing ordinary starships like overripe fruit. In its heart, the massive energies unleashed regularly tear holes to the positive energy plane and the plane of fire, giving birth to whale-like fire elementals and plasma oozes that roil and breach in its photosphere, as well as certain Ifrit, salamanders, and intelligent flame-dwelling creatures with the supernatural ability to withstand the Sun's tremendous pressure and heat. While largely left alone by the Pact Worlds, the Sun nevertheless attracts a few ordinary humanoid residents. Of these, members of the Church of Sarenrae are by far the most common, as befits worshippers of the Sun Goddess. Roughly a century ago, Sarenite scholars orbiting and observing the star discovered an anomaly, a collection of inexplicable and deserted bubble-like cities tethered together by magic and somehow floating unburnt within the Sun's flaming seas. What's more, as they approached, the Sarenites found a magical tunnel opening miraculously in the Sun's fire, allowing them to approach the cities without being destroyed. Though it's still not known who built the cities, how they were constructed, or why they were abandoned, mysteries scholars and engineers desperately study, the Burning Archipelago quickly became the Church's most sacred settlement. Some propose that the aforementioned Ifrit and Salamanders were responsible for the archipelago's construction, though due to the strange effects that the gap had on memories and records, this suspicion has yet to be substantiated. Today, the radiant cathedral in the central bubble attracts worshippers and scientists from all across the system. Gleaming Sarenite sun skimmers use stellar sails to soar dangerously close to the Sun's corona, servicing the orbital power stations that gather solar energy or magically bottle nuclear fire for resale. In slightly safer orbits, various corporate outfits fly robotic tank ships full of algae genetically engineered to capture the same energy via advanced photosynthesis. Corporations also operate solar-powered robotic plants and so-called jungle boxes, in which modified plants extrude rare and complex chemicals. These last are somewhat controversial, as the extreme magic and genetic engineering used to mutate ordinary plants can sometimes twist organisms more than their corporate creators initially intended. Twice last year, various jungle boxes operated by the Natureal Compounds Ltd. have gone feral, with sentient plant creatures roaming the halls and devouring the attendant crew. Fortunately, most jungle box operators have learned somewhat from the scandal and have entirely gone automated. Yet they still need to quietly hire independent operators to accompany their repair technicians anytime a box goes dark. In addition to visitors from the Pact Worlds, trade delegations from the Plane of Fire regularly use the Burning Archipelago to meet with material plane contacts. These dignitaries have much to offer, but perhaps the most interesting information they bring to the table is word of strange ruins and whole empires of fire-immune creatures, some even humanoid, floating within the sun's deeper layers, as yet unreachable by outside races. Combined with the apparently vast age of the bubble cities, this news leads some scholars to wonder whether the sun might harbor clues to the first race to arise in the system, perhaps even the legendary first ones of Abalon. Many different organizations quietly monitor the sun's surface in hopes of making contact with these solar dwellers or claiming new artifacts forced to the surface by stellar convection. Yet, if these so-called deep cultures are truly progenitors of the Pact Worlds races, why have they staunchly refused to respond to the messages and shielded probes dropped into the sun's depths? And why do the Ifrit and other elemental travelers seem so scared to speak of them? Of late, one particular theory has been sweeping the conspiracy centers of the bubble city's infosphere. The idea that the energy is so great at the center of the sun that time itself begins to warp, making the civilizations in the sun's depths not representatives of the past, but of the future. While the sun is officially held in common by all the Pact Worlds, the Burning Archipelago is considered an independent protectorate, and its citizens are afforded the right to self-govern. Though the bubble cities are very close to theocracies, thanks to the heavy Serenite element, each one has its own unique flavor, from the heavily religious central bubble of Dawnshore to the more corporate Fireside or Stella Suna with its science labs. We hope you enjoyed this installment of our Lorekeeper series. We're planning to continue through the Starfinder Core Rulebook setting information, so stay tuned for more. After that, we may branch out into other settings and lore, but that would likely be based on the amount of interest shown in this series. For those unaware, allow me to inform you that we recently started up a Patreon page, which you can find a link to in the description below if you want to send a little extra support our way. If you liked this video, let us know by liking, commenting, sharing, or subscribing. You can find us on a variety of social medias, including Facebook and Twitter. We also have a Twitch for those that want to watch our live games or around the hearth discussions before they reach YouTube. And then there is our own website, innofplanarcrossroads.com, that you can visit at your leisure. Links to all these are, of course, in the description below. That is all we have for now, travelers, so it is time to part. As always, have a great day, God bless, and enjoy.